This is the S&T Short Magazine Lee Enfield #1 Mark III. This is a very nice looking replica, and many of real parts can be installed on here, but it is missing one detail: the unit ID disc. So I added one. I started with a piece of 1-inch brass round bar and turned it down to 15/16 diameter. Now it should be 15/16, but if you wanted to make it 1 inch, it'll be fine since you have to drill the hole anyways. Then I drilled a 3/16 hole through the center of the round bar and parted it off at 0.1 inch. Now for the screw, started with a 1 inch long number 10 brass wood screw. And it's actually a little too long, so I had to cut it down to 5/8. And then the head is also larger than it should be, but if you wanted to just use it as is, it would still look okay. I turned this head down to 9/32 of an inch, and then once it was turned down, I reprofiled the dome. It doesn't want to focus. This one's still just the factory one from the store. And then on the disc, I used a little bit bigger of a drill bit. This one's a 19/64. Ground it down to a 45 to make a countersink bit, and then sharpened it. Well, sharpened it so it would work at a 45. Then put the countersink into the disc, going a little bit at a time and checking it with the new screw that I made. Make sure that it was sitting so the head was flush with the top of the disc. Now for the hole location, I measured another stock that I have, and I went from the top here, and I came up with 2 9/16 on that one, and then went from the back and came up with 2 7/16. Measured another stock and had a slightly different dimension, so if you get it somewhere in this area here, it'll be correct. And to drill the hole, use a spade bit, but the spade bit needed to be modified. The stock one has an angle here, and it would cut wider than the screw. So I ground a little off of each side until it was the thickness of the non-threaded area. and then going a little bit at a time, I drilled the stock, stopped, put the disc in, checked the depth, went a little bit more until I got it sitting flush. I went for about flush in this area. It's a little high here, a little high over here because of the curvature. And for stamping, it should be 1/16 of an inch stamps. I only had 1/8 inch at the time, and the reference picture that I was using these letters look bigger than the numbers, and it looked like the letters would be 1/8 inch, so I just made it all 1/8 inch. But to be correct looking, the number should be smaller. And I'll put in the link, website with several stock discs for reference. Mine, I changed the numbers a little bit, so it wasn't that exact one I was trying to copy. I was just trying to copy the look of it and the unit marking. So this bottom number here for the rifle number is a different one. All I have to do is take it apart, strip the stock, and then give it an oil finish, and it will be looking way better than the stock model. And it's not a hard project to do. Just getting a piece of brass is the biggest issue. So you can probably do it without a lathe, but makes it much easier with a lathe.